Okay, so at mentions, these are where you have been mentioned in somebody else's tweet. Now, if you're actually following that person, it will also have shown up on your timeline, okay? If you're not following that person, it will only show up in here. All right, so this is where people may have replied to something you've said, but you're not following them. Maybe you, like I did, I hashtagged this guy. I didn't hashtag him. I @tagged this guy in a post by mistake, and he responded. It didn't show up on my timeline because I'm not following him. It showed up here in my @mentions. So as you grow and as you become bigger and you get more followers and all the rest of it, it's good to know who's mentioning, who's at tagging you, replying and mentioning you. So this is where you would see all of those in here. Okay, retweets is where you can see all of the retweets by others. So you can see retweets by your followers. So this is where your followers have felt that what they've been reading is so good that they've decided to retweet it. Okay. And then you can see retweets by you, of course, so you could go in and check what were the retweets I did today. And you can also see if anybody has actually retweeted any of your tweets. So nobody has retweeted any of my tweets yet. They just haven't been interesting enough. So you need to be making sure that you send out interesting content to ensure that people go and retweet you. Searches are when you have saved a search. So for instance, let's say I went up here and I wanted to search internet marketing, okay, and I searched that. What I could do if I wanted to is I could actually save this search. So I can just click on save this search. Oh, it's done an error. I keep getting the odd error today. Hold on one second. Okay, just had to refresh the page and it saved the search. So if I now go back to home and click in searches, you can see I've got a saved search there, which is internet marketing. So anytime I want to go in and just search for internet marketing, I can just click on my saved search and it's going to bring up a search with those keywords. Okay, and then last but not least is lists. Lists are very cool. I like lists. Okay, so you click on lists and it's going to bring you up. I mean, I've created a list, but you will have a little box here that just says, you know, you haven't created a list yet, go and create a list. So all you do is you click on create a list, okay? And then you give this a list name. So let's say I want to have internet marketers in my list. Okay, you can have a description if you want to, and you can decide whether you want this list to be public or private. So in other words, can other people follow your list? Okay, now I'm going to obviously leave it public because I want to create as much sort of content on my Twitter account and have as many people following things I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to leave it public. And this is where you may want to put in a little description, you know, about what your list is. But for now, I'm going to leave that. And then you simply save your list. Okay, so you've now created a list called Internet Marketers. Now, you can obviously go in here and start to search for people to add to your list if you want. Or when you are out and about, starting to find people to follow, you can do it. You can add them to your list then. So let's say I wanted to go in search of Internet Marketers to follow. I could click on internet marketers up here in the search. It's going to bring me up a whole load of people who are under the niche internet marketers. Okay, and then basically I could go on to their page, and over here is this little button here, and I can just click add to list. Okay, add to list. So I don't even have to be following them. I can add them to my list without following them. If I'm out and about, if somebody has tagged somebody and I think, yeah, I want to go and follow that person, or I want that person to be added to my list, then I could go to Mitch Mason, for instance, and I could go down here and I could add him to my list. I could say add him to my list and into internet marketers. Okay. So that's basically it. You're looking for this little sign here. Anytime you see this little drop down box, you can just simply click add to list. And then what happens is when you go into your list, if I go into my social media list that I've created, all of a sudden I'm only getting posts from what I consider to be the social media experts. In other words, the people that I've added to that particular list. Okay. My other list for some reason isn't showing up just yet, but it will, I'm sure, when I refresh. There we go. If I go into internet marketers, then all that's going to happen is I'm only going to see posts from the people that I have put in and said they are what I consider to be an expert internet marketer or whatever. It depends on your list is. As I said earlier, you could have a list on fishing, for instance. You could have a list on, weight loss, and you could literally create a list, go out, search that niche, and you could go and find people that you like the look of. So, the Angie Body or whatever, you could go in there and you could say, yeah, I want to add her to my weight loss list. And then basically you will start to see posts from her within your weight loss list. Okay? So I think lists are really, really funky. And then last but not least, before we go, I do just want to talk about favourites, okay? As you are going down and looking at posts, you could decide to favourite one, okay? So you could click favourite here. So we could go down and say 32 lessons for online video, social media marketing success. You may have had a look at it and you may think, I really, really want to favourite that. So you simply click favourite. Okay, what that does is it adds a little star up here and it makes the little star down here yellow as your favourite. All right, now if you want to see your favourites, head over to your profile, click on profile, and then within here you can click in here and click favourites. And then that's going to bring you up all of your favourite posts. So as you're going through and you're getting tweets, you may see something that you really like and think, oh, that's good. I haven't got time to read it all through now. Let's chuck it as a favourite. And then later on, you can go back and you can click on your favourites and you can see those posts in here. All right. You can also, in here, by the way, you can see all of your tweets. This is where you'd see all of your tweets in order. All right, guys, so that is all I want to go through really with you. Or just a couple of things on lists, actually, that I forgot to tell you. When you do go into lists, you can only have 20 lists. Okay, you're only allowed to have a maximum of 20 lists. And within those 20 lists, you're only allowed to have a maximum of 500 accounts. Okay, so when you go and create your lists, do make sure that that you don't exceed 20 lists and a maximum of 500 accounts per list. All right. So that's just a couple of tips for you there. Okay, right, what's next? Right, in the next video we are going to be talking about, just close that down, multimedia. So how can you post videos, how can you post photos and have them live on your Twitter account? So I'll see you on the next video.